Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. It's Mike, we're in the train room, and today should be an exciting day. I've picked up all of my Lionel pre-orders. So the 5011, 210 Ford Texas, the Class A number 1211, and the Santa Fe and Southern Pacific ABA sets, so 2 A's and a B. And I went with a powered B on the Southern Pacifics, and I went with a super base B on the Santa Fe's. I have out here my last 3 MTH Premier locomotives also on the track there. That I purchased, and these were from 2022, and you know, I just wanted to sort of do a comparison on what I've run into already on unboxing this Southern Pacific locomotive, which I was really looking forward to. The Southern Pacific daylight paint scheme, really you could only get that in MPC. You could get it in MTH Proto 1, or you could buy it in Cotton Belt livery and with this paint scheme. But I haven't seen it in Southern Pacific, so I was super excited because Southern Pacific is one of my main lines. So when I saw these available in the 2022 catalog, I had to order them, as well as the Santa Fe yellow bonnets. And you all know I've been having some bad luck with Lionel, and you know, that curse has followed me. And this is the only one I've opened so far, because once I opened this one, I was like, you know what? People are not going to believe me, the luck that I have with Lionel. So I wanted to share. So I've opened up this first one, and it's bad. So first of all, just the basic fundamental of including all the parts. If you look, we're missing one of the hatch lift pins, and it wasn't in the box. So that's the first thing that I noticed right off the bat. Before I even removed the plastic, you know, you could see through it, and the hatch cover wasn't even in place, much like my other F7s that I've been ordering. So I was a little bit bummed. I took a picture of that. But then I went to remove the plastic wrap off of the locomotive, because you know it's all wrapped in plastic. And my dreams of a good locomotive are shattered. I keep a parts B unit that I bought for like $100, and you know, I know that I'm going to run into things on Lionel, and I've sort of just put up with it. So I bought this. I mean, you can see I've robbed the brake lines off of it. I've robbed a hatch pin already. And I was just going to rob a hatch pin off of this and paint it black and put it in there, because I know Lionel probably isn't going to do anything about it. Just like they didn't do anything on my other stuff. So instead of fighting back and forth with them, I was just going to pull that off. But now I have a bigger dilemma, because when I went to take that plastic off of the locomotive, the plastic was stuck to the roof. And if I find that plastic, let me show you. Let me move this. The camera may not be able to pick up on this, but because we're so far away, but there are black flakes of paint stuck to the plastic throughout this area here, which is where the cab top was. And the finish on the top of the cab is really poor. So it's missing pieces of paint. The patina is completely different throughout the top. There's like these lines there. So number one, disappointment. Again, fit and finish, quality, and then, you know, how do you miss a total part off of the locomotive? So when I compare it to all 3 of these MTH locomotives that I just bought and unboxed right at Christmas time, I picked these up at Pat's Trains on the way to York, actually, and unboxed them to run on my Christmas layout down here in the basement. And, you know, in looking over all of them, there's only one that has a slight little paint blemish in the side. And these are the plated version, which are very easy to have flaws and scratches. But out of 3 locomotives, none of them are missing any parts. And the paint jobs are pretty dang outstanding for fit and finish. And they all ran out of the box, obviously. Well, the A's powered, and then I got 2 unpowered B's. But, you know, just this one locomotive has more problems than all 3 of these, with just this one locomotive having a little paint blemish where something was in the paint when they sprayed it. But this locomotive's paint job is horrendous on the roof, and it's missing a piece. So there's strike 1. So I'm gonna put that there. And let's move this to the side. And not like the other guys, I don't have a big butcher knife. I use a nice little replaceable blade. What brand is this? Gordon razor knife. And just enough blade exposed that I can cut the top of the shipping carton without scratching the box. But this one's already open because the other powered A was in this box. So let's move this out of our way. And let's open up this A and see what we have. And the box is like really confusing on what I was getting. Because I was like, which one has sound? Which one? Are they both powered? Is one a powered, one a dummy? So here we go. So it's in there, all factory wrapped up. If I take a look at the top of this one before I even remove it from the plastic, looks like we might be in business there. All right, let's go ahead and remove it from its plastic. Okay, let's see. Well, this didn't stick to the top of the locomotive, so that was definitely a positive experience there. But the patina is very bad again. So it looks like you have stripes through each side of the top of that locomotive. I don't know if the camera will catch it, but there's definitely flaws all the way down, which is sort of the pressure points of where that plastic would rest. Hey, look, we have the little washers. That's a start. And we have both magnets. That's good. And it does look like all of the lift pins are there. So that's good. Front of the locomotive looks good. This is a problem with the other locomotive. If you look, there's zero lubrication on the gears, which I can solve that. But the bigger problem is when there's no lubrication here, what I've experienced in my other locomotives is I have to disassemble it because there's no grease on the worm gear, and that will cause some extreme damage if you do run the engines without any grease on the worm gear. So I'm not sure why Lionel is taking the no grease approach, but I will say this one's fit and finish is really good on the paint around the body of the locomotive. Again, I think they're painting the roofs, and then man, that's bad. They are putting the locomotives away with the paint wet, and the plastic is sticking to the bag or something. So there is the other A, and we're not going to run them today. We're just opening them up to check them out. All right, let me put this plastic. I try to keep the plastic and everything in really good condition. I'm pretty meticulous with my stuff. So I don't think I'm asking for too much when I want something to just be great out of the box. And what I paid for, you know, as described, let's put it that way. New, should be new and look like new. All right, so let's open up this B. There's our cardboard packing. Now I'm not going to do the Santa Fe's this time. This is just the Southern Pacifics. So this is the powered F7B. I do like that the box has no damage on it. That's sort of hard to come by sometimes. A lot of times they'll get bent into shippers or whatever. Locomotive was put in the box upside down. That's not really that big of a deal, but just attention to detail. You know, there's the top of the box and there's the Lionel emblem. It should be like that. All right, let's see what kind of job they did on this guy. All right, so it looks like the bag is coming off the roof well. It's not stuck to it like the other one. No grease on the gears again. There's no grease on the first one. So now this is a third powered. So we have 3 powered units. The other thing available is a Super Bass B. So what's sort of cool about that is you can have the first powered unit with no sound that I opened, powered or paired up with a Super Bass B, and then you can have this A and B together and have another set of engines on the track, A, B, and both of them have the legacy control and sounds. Yeah, this one's roof is got a scratch in it. It's not just that the plastic was on here and then removed and, you know, the paint left with it. It has actually a physical scratch about a 1/4 inch long right here. It does have all the lift pins though, so that is a positive. And the paint job on this side is nice and crisp. And another thing I've seen is these detail vents up here. On one of my Norfolk Southern F7s, they're like caved in, like someone grabbed them there and pushed them in when they were boxing it up or something. This side's looking good also. So, still fit and finish problems. I guess if I were to keep these, I probably would weather the roofs because I don't want to weather the engines a little bit. Because, yeah, I mean, running around the track, you're not going to see the flaws, but I know they're there. And that's just super irritating because, again, I mean, I open up these 3 locomotives, I have one issue. All 3 of my Lionels that I just opened all have really bad roof paint jobs. And it's similar experience to some of the other F7s I've bought from Lionel. And it looks like I'm going to have to do a lot of maintenance on these before I can run them because there's no grease or oil on the gears. So that is my video for tonight. I haven't even tried running that other powered one with no sound yet, even though it's been out. And then it'll be debating on, do I want to sell these? As I've said, I'm pretty much done with Lionel, finished. And thank you for the comments. I mean, I see so many around bad experiences, which is very unfortunate. But it is fortunate that someone's being vocal because I think it's become just acceptable, like part of the hobby, that you buy something Lionel and it's substandard or subpar for the money you're paying. And I mean, even if this engine was only, you know, this set's $1,100 now, and, you know, this is $580 or something. And even if they were half that, I would still expect it to be finished better. I mean, I can open up anything HO, I can open up other brands and not have any cosmetic blemishes. So it just puts a really bad taste in your mouth that man, I just spent this money. I'm excited about this train. You put it in your catalog, you tease me with it, and then I get it, and it's a box of disappointment. So that is my review and unboxing of these Southern Pacific F7s that were in the 2022 Lionel catalog, in comparison to an experience of unboxing some MTH from 2022 with Mike Wolf at MTH's very limited crew of 4, right, here in US side, from what I'm told. So they still somehow get the quality control done around what they're building right now. And I would not shy away from buying any more mics right now because I've had really good experiences. So until that changes, I will continue to be a O-scale MTH customer. So hope everyone has a good evening. I will do the unboxing on the Santa Fe's next live. That will be my next video. You can see this is part of the loop I've expanded in 081 that I keep promising a video around on my layout. But right now I'm just really into reorganizing the train room, putting on things on the shelves that I want to run and keep. And sorry for the delay in getting some stuff listed to sell. I know a lot of you have been blowing me up on Facebook. Hey, you're going to sell this, you're going to sell that. Man, when you've collected all this stuff, it is a tough decision to decide what to sell. Some things were super difficult to find. And, you know, I just don't want to make hasty decisions. I will say that everything I've listed so far outside of 3 things have sold. So thank you for people that have made those purchases. A lot of you are subscribers here on my YouTube channel. And have a great weekend. And I'll talk to you again soon. See ya.